Well, I'm known as the grumpy vlogger. I gripe and complain longer. But if you've mind to, would you do and kindly view me on YouTube? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea, and all the who's and whoville, I am the Grumpy Vlogger. First things first, a little housekeeping, a little shout out here. As I've mentioned before, and I'm going to say this as fast as I can, as I've mentioned before, I used to have a online presence of a flight simulator group. We all flew Microsoft Flight Simulator in the day, starting from I started with the 98 version and went on through until the 100th anniversary of aviation 2004 version, I think, and still continue to fly it on occasion. And I've had guys come and go, and you know, some have made an impact, some have been friends. Grant Smith, my friend from Australia, and Lee Horman are both very dear friends. They're both from Australia. Matter of fact, Grant got me the Vegemite, so I'm not sure I want to count him a friend, but we're going to anyways. Last night, Grant contacted me on Facebook Messenger and told me to get on, and when I did, he also said you need to sit down. So I thought, okay, last time he said something like this, it bothered him more than it did me. But anyways, he informed us that one of the gentlemen that we had flown with for several years, he started flying with us when he was 77 years old, and Friday would have been his 84th birthday. And they had buried him on Thursday. His name was Billy Gertie. He was just an extraordinary old man. He spent 20 years in the Air Force and another 20 years as a post office worker. So, you know, he put in a long life. Unfortunately, I hadn't talked to him in probably 3 or 4 months, and so apparently, and his health had been declining, and he was confined to a wheelchair, and because he just couldn't walk anymore. But I just wanted to give a shout out to to the family of Billy Gertie. I doubt any of you will ever see this, but if you do, just remember that old man made an impression on me, and I hope I've still got the kind of life he does, and still the wit and the wisdom and the comedic entertainment that he'd provide us. He just had a sense of humor that wouldn't quit. Here's to Billy Gertie, a comrade, a friend, and just an extraordinary gentleman. I have survived Walmart. What can I say? Except that it's always an experience. Today wasn't too excessively bad. I made it in there, made it out without much trouble. But I saw a few interesting characters. Today's episode of Walmart Shopping is about hairstyles, or lack thereof. The first thing I saw was a nice older black lady that she was very nicely dressed and everything, and clean and presentable and all of that good stuff that I would expect people to dress right. And was surprised she dressed that well at Walmart. Not that just that people tend to not dress as well as they should when they're at Walmart, as we all know. But the subject that I'm talking about is hairstyle. As I come around the end of the one aisle, I come up one aisle and was coming down the main crossway and turn to go down the next aisle. She was coming out that aisle, and I had to stop for a second because I had to look at her, and I kind of like, oh. And I looked at her again, so I just stood there for a second, standing off the side where I wouldn't be noticed, and I watched her. She had really white hair, and she had it all she had all of this around here in sort of a dreadnought style, I guess. And then all the rest curled up. And to be honest with you, I swear to God, I thought she was wearing a white-haired Raggedy Ann doll wig, you know, made out of, you know, cotton, like a mop head. You know, I mean, literally. I'm not trying to be derogatory, but it was nicely done. But at first I thought, well, if you're going to wear a wig, why would you pick that one? I mean, that's a white-haired Raggedy Ann doll, and that's what her hair looked like. You've seen them made out of yarn. That's what her hair looked like. So I was taken back for a second. It was nicely done and everything, and she'd obviously put a lot of work into it, and I'm still not sure, you know, because I know a lot of the older women like to wear wigs, and shoot, didn't even know Judy's aunt wore a wig until after her uncle passed away. We hadn't seen her. She didn't normally show up to family functions, and I hadn't seen her when we showed up at the funeral. Her hair was hanging down white string. It turns out she'd been wearing a wig all these years. She had thin hair like the rest of the older women in the family. She just hid it so much better. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. It just caught me off guard. But yeah, so anyways, I saw that lady. So that was the first hairstyle. The second hairstyle, as I get, and I'm still going up that same main aisle there, down, if you've been into Super Walmart, down at the grocery end. And I'm walking up, and I look up, and I swear to God, there was a woman in her, well into her 50s, maybe early 60s. And she had her hair all permed up, curled up front, but she had the rest of it real long. She basically had a mullet. Now, we've all seen the pictures of the kid, the wife, and the husband with the three of them with the mullets. Well, she looked like the wife in that famous mullet picture. I'll see if I can find it. I'll post it up here probably. And now I'll probably post it over here. But anyways, if I can find that picture, you just think of that same woman now, 25 years, 30 years later, whenever mullets, however long the mullets went out, and she's still wearing hers. So, that's what I saw today, and that was my adventure in Walmart, and that's all I've got to say on the subject. I'll edit this in with the rest of everything, and I'll finish off with my usual closing. And but I'm headed back home. It was a successful shopping trip today, and I'm hoping to be able to whittle this down. So I'll talk to y'all later, okay? Bye-bye for now. All right, there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grumpy Vlogger. Remember, subscribe. Check out my links up here. Check out what I put up here. Be kind to everybody. I am the Grumpy Vlogger. I'm out here. Bye-bye for now.